All right. Well, thank you. Thank you, James, for reaching out and asking us to come and visit with you guys. We really appreciate that. And we always look forward for the opportunities to come out and to visit and to speak, answer questions, and just kind of let you know who we are and what we do, what's our role. So what is the role of the police department? And so that's what we'll kind of talk about today and answer any questions that you guys might have. So yes, we're on duty. I am the sergeant for this area. I work the D shift. And so what that means is I work from 8:30 at night to 6:30 in the morning. So we work midnight. So we work over the night shift and specifically in this area. And my name is Victor. I'm Sergeant Haddish with the police department. And I'll let Officer Lacey introduce herself in just a minute. But I've been with the police department for almost 16 years. In 16 years, I've been on patrol. I spent 7 years as a school resource officer, and basically I worked in the schools as a liaison between the school district and the police department. And then I spent 5 years in the Crimes Against Children unit, where I investigated offenses where children were the victims by adult perpetrators. So that's kind of my background. I recently promoted to sergeant, and so my job is to just be out there to supervise the officers that are on the streets and to assist the community members by answering any questions and just making sure that we have a good relationship with our community. So before we get into kind of what the role of the police department is and what our role is and how to interact with officers, I'll let Officer Lacey kind of introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Officer Lacey with the Arlington Police Department. I've been with the department for about 6 years. I've been on patrol all of those 6 years. I've been on North Side, where you guys are, for about 4 years now, and I've worked midnight the entire time like he's been talking about. So my shift runs from about 9 p.m., and it goes till about 7 a.m. in the morning. So he's my supervisor. He's the sergeant. My role in the police department is to answer any 911 calls that are coming in. So anytime anybody calls 911, I'm one of the ones that's going to be responding to one of those calls. We also do more proactive things at times, so running traffic, so stopping cars when there's traffic incidences where people have violated traffic violations. That's something I do. I drive through neighborhoods. I keep an eye on buildings such as this one in the area, but that's my primary role with the department. I think that's about it.
Thank you. All right, good deal. So since we are on duty, I'm a Sunday school teacher. So I taught adult Sunday school for about 7 years, and now I teach ninth graders. High schoolers? No? I teach ninth grade now at my church, so I'm a little long-winded, so I apologize if I go long. But we'll have to get back out there to our responsibilities. So basically, we want to let everyone know in our community, everyone that we come in contact with, that we're out here for you guys. That's why we put on the badge. That's why we put on the uniform. We're here for y'all. I'm not here to make money, because I don't make a lot of money, right? I'm not here for fame or glory or anything like that. My dad's a police officer. My brother's a police officer. This is all I've ever known. I'm out here to truly help and to make a difference, because that's what it takes. That's one of the reasons I promoted, to move up in the ranks of the police department, so that I can try to make a difference, to let everybody know that we're not like what everybody sees on TV. Okay? Here in Arlington, specifically, I know, just because this is the department that I've always worked for, is that my job is to go out there and to treat people with respect, to listen, and to help. And that's it. Because if I'm not doing those things, I'm not doing my job. So what our role is and what we do here in the community, what we look forward to in Arlington, is to reach out to our community members, to reach out to our partners, and that's y'all. Y'all live in our city. We're here for y'all. We reach out to you guys. If there's something going on that we need to address as a police department to help to make the city safer, to make your area safer, then we need to know about it, and we can work together. And we can put steps in place. We can go and talk to who we need to talk to. If we need to do enforcement, if we need to do education, then that's what we're going to do, because we want to work together. It's not the citizens and the police department. We're all together. We're all the community. We're all part of the community. Okay? And so if there is something going on in your neighborhood, or you have issues and different things like that, and you need us, we don't want anybody to be afraid to give us a call. Okay? Give us a call. We'll come out. We'll try to work together to come to a good resolution of whatever's going on and to help. I know a lot of the times people are just afraid to call the police because they don't know what kind of reaction they're going to get from the police officer or the department on whether or not they think their problem is a big problem or not. Or, a lot of people ask, should I really call the police department because it's not that big of a deal? If it's a big enough deal for you to kind of think that you should call the police, you should call the police. Whether it's a big deal or it's not, in the big scheme of things, it's a big deal to you, and that is a big deal to us. So we want to come out and we want to help and we want to work. I know a lot of people get intimidated or get scared if police officers come in or they pull you over on traffic. I can speak from my experience. Look, you know what? I'm a normal guy. I got a family. I got kids, right? I'm not some big bad dude that has any right to come out and be mean to anybody or treat anybody with disrespect, okay? Now, I know that we get a lot of people that they see the police officer that pull them over, and automatically they just turn into a different person, and they're going to yell and curse and just be whatever, take off running or whatever. But realistically, if everyone just talks with respect and treats everyone with respect, that's a big deal. It's a big deal. That's just part of the game, is treating each other with mutual respect and working together. Because sometimes we make mistakes. When I worked as a detective, I would sit across from people who had done some really horrific things, and I would look at them and I would tell them with a sincere heart that, you know what, there's no difference between me and you other than choices in life. That's it. Maybe they made some choices that were wrong. I've made my fair share of mistakes and choices, all right? But the only difference were just choices in life. There's no other difference between us whatsoever. And so that's when I talk to people about what the community relations and kind of what our role is to keep people safe and to treat people with respect. And that if you have a problem, don't be afraid to reach out to us. Don't be afraid to come visit with us. If you have questions or concerns, let us know so that we can work on those and we can work on those together. I know another thing that James had kind of mentioned as well that we kind of talked about is, what does it take to be a police officer? Here in Arlington, what it takes is a college degree, a bachelor's degree. And then you can go through the process to get hired, interviews, evaluations and things like that. And then you can go through we have our own police academy here in Arlington. And so we are currently running a class of 40 officers that are in our police academy. And we're hoping that they can hit the streets here in the next 6 to 9 months and help us out. More police officers on the street so that we can come out and do more things like this. We can come out and we can be visible and we can interact with with you guys and have some fun at times, right? And so realistically, if anybody that wants to be a police officer is thinking about being a police officer or wanting to explore that avenue, not all police departments require a bachelor's degree. In Arlington, we do, because the city has said we want highly educated officers, and so they have put that level of achievement that you have to get a bachelor's degree. It doesn't matter what your degree is in. Mine just happens to be in criminal justice, but some of my best friends in the police department, their degrees were in biology. They were teachers, education. I don't know. Officer Lacey, what was your degree? Yeah, criminal justice. We went to the same school. Yes, we have an architect that's on our shift. He has an architecture degree from UTA, and he's a police officer. So it doesn't matter what you study. If you have a bachelor's degree, you can apply for the police department. so you can explore your options and whatever you might want to come across. So before I open it up for questions real quick, do you have anything?
One, I don't know if you had said it earlier, but I wanted to ask what kind of volunteer jobs you have with the police department. Does it like involve if I volunteer go drive the police cars, or there's some kind of jobs that I can do? Another question is if the police stops you, are there chances if I'm nice to the police that I can not get a ticket or I can still get it?
Okay, so I'll answer your second question first. So if you're nice to us, that you won't get a ticket, is that who you're saying? Well, that could depend on the officer. Yes. So there's a lot of factors that go into writing a citation, and it really just depends on the type of violation, right? Because if I can pull somebody over, on Collins Street. So on Collins Street, right in front of the football stadium, is 35 miles an hour, right? That's what the posted speed limit is. I frequently catch people out there doing 60 miles an hour, right? Or 55 miles an hour. So that's 20 miles over the speed limit, right? And I could pull over the nicest person in the world, but they're speeding, right? They can be extremely nice. And you know what? I'm going to be extremely nice to them. And I'm going to take the time to explain to them that my job in issuing a citation to you is not for me to penalize you. It's to correct your driving behavior. That's the main goal, is to correct your behavior, to not get people to speed, right? Because I don't want somebody to get hurt because they're late for curfew, right? They're trying to race home to get home before mom and dad told them to get home. They're, whatever it is, they want to get home and watch their favorite TV show, or whatever it is, the reason they're speeding. So, just because you're nice, we appreciate that. We appreciate it a lot, but it won't necessarily get you out of a ticket. In regards to the volunteer programs and things like that, you have to go through the classes, and I'm not sure how long those are. You have to put in an application process, and they sit down and interview you and talk to you for a while, and then you go through training. So you have to go through some training for these volunteer programs. But it's a great opportunity that if you have a chance to come out and volunteer, to get involved with the Citizens Police Academy, the Citizens on Patrol, and things like that. Those are great opportunities that we can get you more information on through our community services officer, but there are a lot of different opportunities that you can even find on our website. Again, www.arlingtonpd, PD stands for Police Department, .org, and then it'll also have a lot of volunteer opportunities on there.
We would like to take this opportunity to thank the officers, Arlington police officers, who are here. We thank you for your time and the information you have shared with us. We are more knowledgeable than the time than before you came. We appreciate your time, and we hope we'll meet again so that you share more with us. Can we give them a clap of hands? Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
So